Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is our Simple Abundance year with Sarah Ban Beathnach's book, Simple Abundance. And we're in the section where we are exploring the senses right now. And just fair warning, today is physical touch. And I may give you the impression that I belong in the loony bin with this one. It's the 27th of April, and her entry is called Reach Out and Touch Someone. And we're in sad times for this one. If you are in close proximity to somebody every day and you can have that touch feeling, or maybe it's your cat. I do get to touch my cat. But you may be feeling a lack of this right now if you're like me and you live in by yourself. I was going to say in a solitary way. So what was this thing that I just showed you? You're gonna think I'm nuts. This is actually a boyfriend pillow. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these before. I totally bought it as a joke. I call him Black Velvet because he actually is Black Velvet. I only bought black because he matched I have some black pillows in my bedroom. And I bought it last year when I knew I was going to be recovering from surgery. And I will just share with you guys that of all the senses, I would say this one I feel the most lack in my life. I definitely do indulge in massage. Like, she encourages us to go and have a massage, and I do enjoy that. But as far as hugs, I feel like a lack of hugs, and of course, I guess I don't know, my situation's complicated, so I've said to you guys before that I don't always consider myself single because I'm not available when it comes down to it, but I definitely appreciate loving touch, and I'm definitely lacking in that for sure. I have a kitty love though. I knew you were gonna come up. I want to read a bunch from Sarah's entry today because it's really just so well said. Because she makes reference to the fact that touch is so important and emotional for us that we actually say things. I'm going to just read it, but we say things in reference to touch that are more emotional than that. For many people, well, actually, let me start off. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but she does point out to say that touch is the first thing when we're born that we feel because somebody's touching us, and then it's sometimes the last thing that we feel as well, like if somebody is squeezing our hand lovingly or something like that at the end of our lives. So she goes on to say about what I was just saying, that sometimes our language in reference to emotions is also similar wording to things like feelings, right? We describe our mood swings as feelings. And when something strikes a deep sentimental chord in us, we say we were touched. I know I say that a lot. When we feel alienated, fragmented, and adrift, we often refer to this estrangement as losing touch with reality. Bumper stickers ask, did you hug your child today? And did you? Because we all need to be hugged and touched, not just to thrive, but to survive. You know, this sounds totally crazy, but there are people who are professional huggers. I'm not kidding. There really are. And then I've also even seen events where you can go and it's not sexual or anything. It's just totally clothed, loving touch to get from people. That sort of thing just freaks me out. Like, I don't want a stranger touching me. I don't feel like even a hug from a stranger would really help me. So I do feel like my own personal touch would need to be on an emotional level with somebody that I cared about in some way. So, but there are people, there are quote unquote professionals out there that are doing, I don't mean like healing energy. I mean like they are actually have some sort of credentials to be a professional hugger. But I don't know if I'd go so far. But maybe if you want to seek that out, you can Google it. She has a whole paragraph here about things that, some of the things we can do, like if you have children there, embrace your children, stroke their hair, cradle them in your arms, things like that. Otherwise, you can't really hug your friends right now. And so I'm not going to read that. But she also mentions as far as other things that you like to have. Like when I made my list of the things that I liked with the various senses, one of the things in my touch category was I really like the feeling of lotions going on. Like, so I have lots of lotions that actually smell good too. So that's hitting the smell sense as well. Let us all become women who embrace our portion of earthly years with a passion for delighting in our sense of touch. I mentioned this in another video. I wouldn't want to lose my sense of touch. I think that would be a hard one. But I do know for sure remember when we had another entry that asked us to qualify in the book? Sarah asked us to sit down and write, what do I need right now? One of the things that I said was that I need physical and emotional comfort. And I think a lot of that comes from touch and from someone being there and just holding you when things are hard. The thing about this boyfriend pillow, like I said, it's kind of a joke, but 5 years ago when I lost my cat and he was 21, I had been, he was my cat from my very first cat when I became an adult, right after college. And he was with me for so much, and I don't have children, and so he was like, I put so much love into this animal. When I lost him, had to put him down, I thought that I would break in two. And I went on the internet and I was Googling. I wanted some kind of a pillow that would hug me because I was fortunate to have family members there on the day that I had to go through it. But my family all lives out of state, hours and hours away. So I really was struggling with comfort. And now they have the weighted blankets. I don't own one of those, but I really should get that because I think that also is like another feeling of like the feeling of someone holding you. And I think that's something like as babies, even when they swaddle you up or you are in those really close Bjorn things and stuff that they swaddle you into, like there's something about that feeling of being like held tight, and there's a comforting feeling to that. So I did go online years ago and look for something, and I found that was probably like the original boyfriend pillow. Now there's like a whole bunch of different ones. But I still have thought about making my own sort of like, because none of them, this is like, I don't want you guys to think this is anything like sexual or anything. So I'm not talking about it with that. But this is half of a body and one arm, right? And it's not even really, like, it doesn't really hug you. So I have thought often about, like, getting a big body pillow and sewing arms onto it that have, like, sand in them or something to weight them down. This sounds so crazy and pathetic. I wonder if I'm going to post this video. whatever. I've done weird stuff already on this channel, and I probably will do more. So I will post this. It'll be black velvets coming out. It's really funny because when I bought this, I bought it, I think, on Amazon. And law of attraction, because they somehow screwed up and mailed me 3. So I'm at the UPS store where my post office box is, and I could tell it was the same thing. They were in these really bizarre, like, you know, packaged thing. And so I was like, I said to the guy, I'm like, I'm pretty sure they sent me the same thing 3 times, but I only ordered it once. So what do I do? And he said, well, you can refuse it, you know, and here, fill this thing out and we'll... But he wanted me to open them all to make sure that they were okay. And it was like, I must have turned white because there was no way. I mean, I was like, oh, I'm sure it's fine. It's a pillow, you know, is what I said. But it was like, I was so embarrassed because, like, I didn't want to have to open it and for the UPS guy to know that I bought a boyfriend pillow. So anyway, they took those back for me. And then also I was getting it out of the car, and it's not like anybody would even have known what it was, but I had taken it out of the package at that point because I had dinner with a friend of mine earlier, and I wanted to show her. I was like, you're never gonna guess what I bought. So I showed her. So I'm getting out of the car, and like where I live here there's a parking area. And I'm getting out of the car, and this other car comes around the corner and it was like flashing its high beams on me. And I like closed my trunk really fast. Like, you would have thought I had a dead body in there, you know? But I mean, well, I did kind of have a dead body in there. But so that's those are my adventures of black velvet. And I can't even say, I did have him in my bedroom, like, I don't know, a night or 2, but I felt like I was really allergic to him. So I have him, but he's not really around much. And like I said, he has some lacking qualities. Like, I maybe I'll look into the weighted blanket because I still want to feel that feeling of like arms around me entirely. I don't even have to be laying down. Like, I don't know. This is like sounding so super desperate. Maybe I need to call the professional hugger people. Anyway, back to Sarah's book and back to the sense of touch. I hope you're thinking about the senses that we've been talking about lately. I hope you're not totally freaked out by this video. I hope maybe it gave you a laugh. That's fine. You can laugh at my expense. I told you guys I was going to be very authentic and transparent on this video and the channel. So thanks for humoring me. And let me know what some of the things are that you like. Maybe it's velvet, you know. Some of the things I wrote down were really soft pajamas. I like those. Even in my comfort clothes, remember we talked about comfort clothes? I really like those to be soft and flowy. I mentioned the lotions. I forget, I don't have my list right here, but touch is definitely a big one. Something to think about. Hope you're thinking about it. And I hope I don't lose you as a subscriber. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.